There is a habit so quiet that most never see it. It does not announce itself as weakness. It disguises itself as comfort, as routine, as the way things are. Yet it keeps many poor without them ever realizing why. I have observed this habit in servants and in kings, in merchants and in rulers, in the young and in the old. It is not lack of effort. Many who are trapped by it work hard every day. It is not lack of opportunity. Some had chances placed directly before them. The habit is this: living only for what is immediate and neglecting what is future. A man who lives for today alone quietly trades his tomorrow away. He does not feel poor at first. He feels comfortable. I have seen this many times. The poor man does not wake one morning and decide to remain poor. He simply chooses ease over discipline, now over later, comfort over growth. And these small choices, repeated daily, form invisible chains. I watched laborers who earned enough to rise slowly, yet remained where they were for years. Their wages increased, but so did their spending. Their income grew, but their future stayed empty. They consumed everything they gained. Nothing was reserved. Nothing was invested. Nothing was prepared. This habit whispers, "You deserve this now." And the man listens. But what is deserved today may cost him everything tomorrow. I tell you this truth: wealth is rarely lost in one great mistake. It is lost through many small, unnoticed decisions. Eating the seed meant for planting. Spending the coin meant for building. Using the time meant for learning on distraction instead. The man believes he is surviving. But survival, when prolonged, becomes stagnation. I observed merchants who earned profit each season, yet grew no stronger. They celebrated earnings instead of strengthening foundations. They enjoyed abundance without preparing for scarcity. When difficulty came, they collapsed. The wise man understands this. Every resource has two purposes: consumption and multiplication. To consume everything is to guarantee future lack. To reserve and multiply is to create future freedom. The habit that keeps men poor is not laziness, but short vision. A man with short vision spends what should be saved, rests when he should prepare, and delays what should be done now. He says, "I will plan later." But later rarely comes. I saw this even among rulers. Kings who lived for pleasure neglected preparation. They enjoyed peace, but ignored defense. When war arrived, their kingdoms fell quickly. The same law governs personal wealth. If you live only for ease, difficulty will rule you later. If you discipline yourself now, you will rest later. Many believe poverty begins with lack of money, but I tell you, it begins with lack of foresight. The man who thinks ahead may start with little, but he grows steadily. The man who refuses to think ahead may earn much, yet remains poor in the end. This habit hides well. It looks like normal life. It looks like reward after work. It looks like I will start tomorrow. But tomorrow, when ignored repeatedly, becomes a lifetime. I have seen men reach old age, still waiting for the moment they never prepared for. And they wondered why wealth never stayed with them. The truth is simple, yet difficult to accept. What you repeatedly choose today quietly decides who you become. If you choose comfort, you will inherit limits. If you choose discipline, you will inherit options. This is only the beginning of the lesson, for the habit does not act alone. It brings companions, excuses, distraction, and false contentment. In the next part, I will reveal how this habit destroys opportunity even when it appears at your door, and how the wise escape it without sudden change, but through steady correction. I will now show you how this habit destroys opportunity without noise, without warning. For opportunity rarely arrives loudly. It comes quietly, disguised as responsibility, as effort, as something that requires sacrifice, and the man ruled by comfort does not recognize it. I have seen opportunity knock while men were distracted, not because they were incapable, but because they were unprepared. They said, "I am too tired. I will do it later. I need rest first." And opportunity passed. The habit of living only for the present trains the mind to reject anything that delays pleasure. Growth always delays comfort. This is why many reject growth without realizing it. I observed craftsmen who could have mastered their trade. They worked enough to survive, but not enough to advance. When learning demanded extra effort, they declined. When responsibility increased, they avoided it. Years later, they wondered why others surpassed them. It was not talent. It was willingness to endure short-term discomfort for long-term gain. The habit also blinds men to cost. They measure only price, never consequence. They ask, "How much does this cost me now?" But never, "What will this cost me later?" Time wasted today demands payment tomorrow. Energy spent on distraction reduces strength for creation. Money consumed thoughtlessly removes options in the future. I have seen men celebrate small pleasures daily and complain about lack yearly. They never connected the two. This habit is dangerous because it feels harmless. No single choice appears destructive, but repeated, it becomes destiny. I watched young men with strong bodies and sharp minds waste their early years. They believed time was endless. Later, they sought success urgently, but lacked foundation. The wise build while others relax. They prepare while others consume. They invest when others spend. And when opportunity comes, they are ready. The poor man often says, "If I had more, I would save." The wise man saves even when he has little, because he understands this law. Habits do not change with abundance. They are revealed by it. If you consume everything now, you will consume more later. If you discipline yourself now, abundance will multiply. This habit also corrupts thinking. It trains the mind to expect immediate results. When results take time, the man becomes discouraged. He quits too early. He abandons seeds before they take root. Thus, even good decisions fail because they were not sustained. I observed traders who entered good ventures, but withdrew too soon. They wanted quick reward. Those who waited reaped the harvest. Patience is invisible at first. Its reward is delayed, but secure. The habit of immediacy cannot tolerate delay, and so it forfeits reward. I will tell you of two servants. One spent his evenings in rest and distraction. The other studied, planned, and prepared. Both worked the same hours by day. Years later, one remained dependent. The other commanded opportunity. The difference was not effort, but what they did when effort ended. Even rest must be chosen wisely. Rest that restores strength is good. Rest that replaces growth is costly. The habit also teaches men to blame circumstances. They say, the system is unfair. The times are difficult, yet others in the same conditions rise steadily. The difference is not fortune, it is foresight. The man who lives only for today is always surprised by tomorrow. The wise man expects it and prepares. This is why many remain poor without noticing. Nothing dramatic happens. No great failure occurs. Life simply repeats, and repetition without progress becomes a prison. But hear this, the habit can be broken, not by sudden change, but by deliberate adjustment. One choice at a time, 1 hour reclaimed, one expense restrained, one skill developed patiently. In the next part, I will show you how the wise replace this habit with one that builds wealth quietly, consistently, and without strain. I will show you how small discipline creates large freedom. Now I will speak of the habit that replaces poverty with growth. For wealth is not created by removing one habit alone, but by replacing it with another. The wise do not merely stop doing wrong. They begin doing right, consistently. The habit that builds wealth is quiet, unimpressive, and often unnoticed. It is the habit of preparation before reward. While others ask, what can I enjoy today? The wise ask, what can I build today? This question changes everything. I observed men who escaped poverty without sudden fortune. They did not win riches. They built them. They chose daily actions that did not feel powerful, yet compounded over time. They saved small amounts without applause. They learned skills without recognition. They invested effort long before results appeared. And one day, their lives changed quietly. This habit trains the mind to value progress over pleasure. It does not reject enjoyment, but it places it in its proper time. First build, then enjoy. Those who reverse this order remain dependent. Those who honor it become free. I will tell you of a young scribe. He worked long days, yet every evening he studied while others rested. His progress was invisible. Years passed. When opportunity came, he was ready. Others questioned his rise. They did not see the hours he invested when no one watched. The habit of preparation also strengthens confidence. A man who prepares does not fear opportunity. He welcomes it. The unprepared feel threatened by responsibility. The prepared feel equipped. This is why many avoid advancement. They sense exposure. Preparation removes fear. The wise also practice restraint. They delay spending until purpose is clear. They delay rest until effort is complete. They delay celebration until foundation is strong. This restraint is not suffering. It is strategy. Even small restraint creates room for growth. A coin saved becomes a tool. An hour invested becomes leverage. A habit repeated becomes identity. I have seen men say, I will start when conditions improve. But conditions rarely improve without action. The wise start small with what they have. They act where they are. This habit also teaches patience. Patience keeps men steady when results delay. Without patience, even good habits fail. Those who quit early never see the harvest. Those who persist quietly inherit abundance. I observed farmers. One planted and waited faithfully. Another planted and dug up seeds daily to see if they had grown. Only one harvested. So it is with wealth. Trust the process you commit to. Do not sabotage growth by constant impatience. The habit of preparation also creates dignity. A man who builds does not beg for opportunity. Opportunity seeks him. His reputation precedes him. His readiness invites trust. This is how poverty ends, not suddenly, but permanently. Not through force, but through alignment. Daily choices align with future outcomes. Small discipline creates large freedom. Small effort creates lasting stability. I tell you this final truth for this part. Wealth does not require extreme action, but consistent wisdom. Most remain poor, not because change is impossible, but because it is postponed daily. Begin now, not perfectly, but deliberately. Replace comfort with preparation. Replace consumption with investment. Replace delay with steady action. In the final part, I will speak of how this habit creates not only wealth, but peace, authority, and freedom from fear. Now I will speak of the end of the matter, for wealth alone is not the true reward. The true reward is freedom of mind, stability of life, and peace that cannot be taken. The habit of preparation does more than build riches. It builds authority. A man who prepares does not panic when circumstances change. He does not fear scarcity, for he has learned restraint. He does not fear opportunity, for he has learned readiness. This is why the prepared appear calm, while others rush. I have seen men of modest means walk with confidence greater than kings in debt, because debt enslaves the mind, but preparation frees it. The poor man often lives in fear, fear of loss, fear of delay, fear of tomorrow. But the man who builds patiently sleeps without anxiety. He knows his direction. This peace attracts opportunity. People trust those who are not desperate. They seek counsel from those who are steady. Thus, wealth multiplies indirectly, not by force, but by influence. I observed this in leaders. Those who ruled impulsively lost loyalty. Those who ruled with foresight earned devotion. The same is true in personal life. When your life shows order, others entrust you with responsibility. Responsibility creates leverage. Leverage creates wealth. The habit that once kept you poor also kept you reactive, always responding, never directing. But the habit of preparation makes you proactive. You move first, while others adjust. This is power. Not loud power, but quiet authority. I have seen men chase wealth and lose themselves. They gained money, but lost discipline. They gained comfort, but lost direction. This is not prosperity. True prosperity strengthens the man, not weakens him. The habit of discipline does not end when wealth arrives. It becomes easier because discipline is no longer survival. It is identity. Such men do not ask, "How much can I take?" They ask, How much can I build? Their wealth endures because it reflects who they are. I will tell you of an elder who began poor. He built slowly, year after year. When wealth came, it did not change him. It revealed him. His restraint remained, his foresight remained, and his wealth outlived him. This is legacy. Not sudden success, but sustained influence. The habit that once kept men poor was never about money alone. It was about neglecting the future. When the future is honored, the present aligns. Every day becomes an investment. Even rest gains purpose. Even pleasure is enjoyed without guilt, because it follows effort, not replaces it. I say this to you plainly. Most lives do not change because decisions are too small, but because they are delayed. The smallest act of preparation today outweighs great intention tomorrow. Begin where you are, not with extremes, but with consistency. Guard 1 hour, restrain 1 expense, develop 1 skill. Repeat. In time, the habit will change you, and when you change, your circumstances will follow. Poverty ends quietly, not with noise, but with order. Wealth arrives quietly as well, first as stability, then as opportunity, then as abundance, and finally as peace. This is the wisdom I have observed, not once, but across generations. Those who live only for today remain dependent on tomorrow. Those who prepare today command tomorrow. Choose wisely. The habit is small, the outcome is great.